Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am Antoinette Irene and I am everything. If you are new here, welcome. Today I'm going to be telling y'all exactly how I even went about getting the school bus, start converting and all the things. I've been getting so many questions on like, girl, where did you even get a freaking school bus? So today I'm going to answer that question for you. But first I just want to say thank y'all so much. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 20K on TikTok, and I just could not be more grateful. Like, just as a creator, I could not be more grateful. I'm super excited and I'm so grateful for everybody who has subscribed to the channel. But yeah, I just want to say thank you before I even get to the video. So let's just take it back a little bit to just even before I bought the bus. So me and my mom had discussed this alternative lifestyle months and months back. And even prior to that, we had already discussed things like moving out the country and just different things. We've always wanted to just live differently. I actually was thinking about doing a shed to tiny home conversion off grid first. I'm like, as soon as I get some money or save some money, like I'm gonna buy me a little piece of land and do shed to tiny home conversion. But then as time went on, I'm like, you know what? I was seeing a lot about like schoolie life, van life, and I've always already been intrigued and interested in an alternative way of living. So I'm like, okay, let me do my research and check it out and see, see what it's like. So when I tell y'all, we were like watching videos for months and months on end. It was like we were obsessed, which you kind of have to be because you want to make sure that you are making the right decisions. Like, almost everything if possible. Won't know everything, but know at least enough before even diving into something like that. So that's what we did, and we got plenty of ideas. And then one day we actually started looking on Facebook Marketplace. Now, we had looked before, but like we just were looking to see what was out there. We looked to see what was out there probably for like maybe like a month, a little over a month, maybe a couple months, I'll say. But then we were like, you know what? Like, we need to start looking and put ourselves in a position to go and start looking at vehicles and purchase one, So the first vehicle we looked at was a shuttle bus. It was at a car lot just for cash. I think it was $5,000 cash. Looked at the shuttle and I loved it. I mean, I thought it was just a good size because we knew we didn't want like a big long school bus to start off because neither one of us had driven a vehicle that big. So we looked at the shuttle bus. And I'm like, okay, like I can do something with this. We've seen so many shuttle bus conversions with families of 4, and we got it. So we looked at the bus, and we test drove it. My mama test drove it. It cut off on us as we were test driving it. We went to the stop sign and it literally cut off. So I'm like, Lord, man, like hopefully this is something easy to get fixed. But in the back of my mind, I'm just like, we probably not gonna get this one because we don't want to get nothing that we have to like put mechanical work into. So I told the man, like, like whenever you get it fixed or whatever, told him what was wrong with it. Cause not only that, but when we took it back to they had to come down the street, give us a jump, and we took it back, drove back to the car lot, and then something underneath there was leaking, like something just started leaking. So I'm just like, bro, these are red flags, but I really like this bus. So he made like he was gonna put it in the shop and like call us when it was ready. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, dang, do we keep looking or do we wait and see if he actually called? Because I don't mind to get it if he actually get the things fixed. But I reached out like probably like a week later and was like, hey, any updates or whatever. And then one of the guys who worked at the auto shop was like, oh, it should be out by Saturday or whatever the date was, right? Why I never got a call back from them. But I'm like, it was okay because we had started looking for other vehicles in the midst of them claiming that the vehicle was in the shop. When I thought about it, I'm like, nah, they gonna try to sell that thing as it is. He already was like, oh, I can get more from it if I sell it just parted out or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, why not do that then? Like, I'm confused. Like, you don't have to, keep saying it. And he wasn't saying it in a rude way, but still, like, you don't even have to say that at all. Like, you either go part it out or just sell it, get things fixed on it and sell it to somebody or sell it as is. But anyway, so they ended up never calling back. In the midst of that, we had looked at an RV. It was a Class C RV. And we had done a lot of research on RVs as well, and Class C specifically. I don't know, like the ones we seen seemed like a good size. I'm like, okay, we can work with it. Family of 4, we can do a Class C RV. So we end up, looking at the Class C RV. And it had everything in it. It had the fridge, it had the bathroom, it had everything like already in there, but it was too small. Like, I'm gonna see if I can insert some videos somewhere.
I'm not looking.
Leaking? Mama. Is it good? Okay. I'm gonna see if I can insert some clips somewhere, but it was way too small. Like we walked in there, it's like you look to the right, and that's like the driver's seat area and the like overhead bed, and look to the left, and that's the bed, like the bed tucked away in the corner back there, and the dining set was straight across. It just was way too small, and I was trying my best to be like, you know what, we can make this work because it's our first vehicle. I'm like, we probably can make this work because it's our first vehicle. Like we can always upgrade as time go on because we see a lot of people do that. They get something just to start off with, just to go ahead and hit the road, and then later on they upgrade to something different. But, and I actually told him I wanted it. I'm like, you know what, I want it, you know, we can come get it, yada yada yada. Let me just what else? I just told him I don't know, I did tell him I wanted it. But I sat there and I was thinking like, bro, like, I don't think this is the right decision. Like, me and mama was back and forth because at first she was like, you know what? Yeah, that's a good idea because I already pretty much got everything in there that we need. Just need a little cleaning up. It ran good, you know, and it was a decent price. It was a decent price. It was $5,000. But I ended up messaging him back like, you know what? If you can take this amount of money, then I can get it. But, you know, I can't get it for this amount of money. And it wasn't even just about the money. It was the space. It was the space. But in the same breath, it's like, okay, like if I'm going to make it work, I still can't, like, $5,000, like just to purchase it was really my top. So part of it was the money, but another part was like, I don't think it's worth that anyway. I don't know. It just was, and it was too small. So I'm just like, you know what? That's okay. Like, I'm sorry for wasting your time, but I appreciate you for allowing us to see it. He was like, okay, I can't go no lower than this. And, you know, we respectfully just parted ways. And let me just add this little tidbit in there for y'all. Why that thing was still on Marketplace for weeks and weeks and weeks after that, and he had lowered the price to $4,500. $4,500 was the last lowest price I seen. He seemed eager to sell, but it's like, in my mind, I'm like, nobody finna buy that RV for $5,000 because it just, to me, it wasn't worth it. It just was not worth it. So we didn't get that. So then the third vehicle that we physically want to look at was also listed on Facebook Marketplace. So it just so happened that a school was selling it. When it was listed just by an individual. So I'm like, you know what? I reached out, asked questions, you know, to make sure everything was on the up and up. And we confirmed the price, all, you know, everything. And we made plans to go see it the next day. We were wanting to go ahead and see it, love it, purchase it, drive it home, because we did not have a car at the time. We still don't. We didn't have a car at the time to be going, you know, trying to Uber or like Uber an hour away, Uber home just to not purchase something, because we did end up Ubering there. But he sent me the address and it was at a school. I'm like, okay, perfect. A school was selling this bus. And that's one thing we thought in our mind, like we would prefer to buy from a school if we did buy a school bus, because they pretty much got to keep things on the up and up versus, you know, if somebody random just selling it, they sometimes things don't be, you know, on the up and up sometimes. I'm just saying. But we ended up catching the Uber to go get the bus and everything worked out. Everything finally worked out. Prior to, it was some things that kind of like tried to set us back. Like they only wanted cash, which was perfectly fine, but I was having trouble getting cash off my car. I went to where all did we go? I went to like two or three different places. I went to Walmart first, and then for some reason Walmart couldn't get the money. They weren't able to take that amount off my car. Then I went to Walgreens. Couldn't get the money off my car from Walgreens either. And mind y'all, we Ubering to these places. We not just like driving, you know, down the street. We Ubering to these places. So I finally went to a bank, and I forget which bank it was. I'm just having a brain fart. I forget which bank it was, but went to the bank to get the money off, no problem. So went to the bank and got the money off, got the cash, called the Uber. Uber ride was cool. Drove an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes away from where I was living at, and seen the bus. They went through everything with us, like, you know, just told us where everything was, everything about the bus, looked under the hood. They had us in the back while they test drove it. And then my mama just was showing her where everything is, because obviously it's a little different driving a school bus. And like I said, y'all, she had never driven a vehicle larger than a regular, like, large U-Haul before. So there was no experience going into it as far as driving a school bus. So show her where everything was, and then her first time actually driving it was when we drove home, which was a beautiful, surreal experience. But That's pretty much what we did. We literally saw it on Facebook Marketplace. We went to see it. Everything was great mechanically. And as far as the size goes, the title was clean. Everything was clean. It was a good deal, a good sale. And we drove home that same day. Then once we got home, we started the conversion. And y'all know we did right now we're doing like a no-bill conversion. We started off with a 2-week no-bill conversion. If you check out some of my old videos, you'll see like the process from start to finish. But we went into that also with no experience. We had like the basic tools that you could have, screwdriver, like just super basic tools, no power tools or nothing. And even if we had power tools, like you have to have somewhere to plug them up, And we converted it within 2 weeks in front of my apartment complex. Thank God, like there were no issues. Now I'm not saying you should go do that. I'm just saying it worked out for us and we were very thankful. My landlord actually did come over one day, but she was not in my house. She actually was at the apartment across from me, and I had so happened to be coming out the door when she was over there, and she was like, oh, do you know who, she was asking me something else. Then she said, oh, do you know who school bus it is? And I was like, oh, it's mine. She was like, oh, cool. And that's it. She didn't say like, oh, the school bus can't be here on our property or like nothing weird. She was like super cool about it, and I was grateful for that. But we converted it. We tried to convert it in the daytime, but it was too many little kids around there, and they wanted to come and like play on the bus, and like I don't know, like I love the kids, but y'all can't be on this bus, And so we started doing it at nighttime, like overnight, and we were night owls anyway, so at night we'll try our best to like not be super loud, because we ended up getting some power tools like the cordless power tools, and to take the seats and stuff out, and we tried to be quiet and do the best we can, and we never got any complaints, to be honest. But one day when my other neighbors was outside, and mama and her kind of got into a conversation, and then she kind of mentioned like, yeah, I was hearing y'all out there and the dog would be barking when y'all come out your apartment, and I'm like, oh Lord, here they go again, like something along those lines. And for one, baby, if we can't stop the dog from barking, we're not gonna not come out of our apartment because your dog won't bark, But for two, I did feel kind of bad because we were not trying to be super loud. We really were trying not to even use no tools at a certain time of night. But, it was what it was, and we didn't have any issues other than that. But we converted it within 2 weeks. We sold things out of our home that we were not going to use anyway, and trashed other things. And then we literally used what we could from the house to even start the conversion when it came to the furniture. Now, before all that, we were on on YouTube, like most people are on YouTube, looking at ideas and how-tos and all that stuff. So we got the seats out in like a couple days. We went and purchased boards for the floor. We had to measure, and we had minimal carpenter skills, but and I guess skills from school, but that's it. We measured the best we could, and when it got bored, we got I think it's OSB from Lowe's. We made so many trips to Lowe's. When we put our flooring down, we had the tape to, let me back up. Before we put the flooring down, we ripped the floors up, and then we treated it for rust, which it wasn't super rusty, but we treated it for rust, and then we had the tape. It's like some waterproof metal tape. I forget the actual name of it. If I find it, I'll let y'all know. But we sealed all the holes where we had ripped the seats up out of. Then we put the Rust-Oleum. We used the spray paint cans to treat it for rust over that. And then put the OSB flooring down. And we used, the insulation. We put insulation down, then the subfloors on top of it. And we got the insulation. Y'all, I am having a freaking brain fart on what the name of these things are called, but I am going to try to find it and then just either link it in the description or put a picture or something somewhere so y'all can see what the heck I'm talking about. But it's like the long foam strip. But those are from Lowe's. Those were for Lowe's too. They were I think $15 if I'm not mistaken. And the subfloor was like $15 too. We had 3 or 4 of them, but we got a couple of them for $5 because it was damaged, which it really wasn't damaged, but it was damaged, according to what they feel like being damaged is. But we put the subfloor on top of the insulation, and then we measured for some carpet and put indoor outdoor carpet. Now the indoor outdoor carpet, when we first put it in, it looked good, it looked pretty good, and now it don't look the best. I feel like it's sliding and it looks super patchy, but it's okay because we plan on upgrading to some like more hardwood, like the snap tile hardwood floors, but it still work for right now. It still make the space look kind of decent, but that's literally pretty much what we've done. That's how we started, and we really are still figuring things out as we go. We do not have everything figured out. We don't even have half of the things figured out. We did our research as much as we could. We used what we already had at the house, like the bed frames for the beds that's what we use for the bedding in there. We got the futon couch that y'all see that was free from Facebook Marketplace. We got stuff from the Goodwill for super cheap. Like, this was later on, because at first we only had stuff at the house. The table that's now the kitchen area was my like office, because I was working from home. I don't think we purchased any like furniture or anything at first. We brought stuff from the house that we could use, and we didn't even measure it before we bought it. Like, in our minds, like, I think this will fit, and we bought it down there. So yeah, that's how we did it. That's what we used. And right now we have obtained some things since then, because this happened like at the end of March, and we have like bought a few things, but like nothing super expensive. Everything has been from the thrift store or Facebook Marketplace for free or for super cheap, and it has been working out great so far. We have almost everything we need. We just waiting to get like a power source, and then that's the main thing, and then we'll be more comfortable with hitting the road, because right now, you know, we can keep dry food storage but nothing cold. But yeah, I hope that answers y'all questions, that clears up just the process of how we even began, because I know a lot of people are like, girl, I don't even know where to begin. Literally, when I tell you, you literally have to just go and buy a bus, or go and buy a van, or whatever the vehicle is that you want to buy, and then start from there. And I've also seen some people start in their car. Like, I guess I could do a separate video on that, because I've seen a lot of that is where people start in their car and then upgrading as time go. But I would say, I mean, do it how you feel comfortable, but I don't feel like you will like even know where to begin until you have the vehicle sitting outside in your yard. Then you could be like, okay, well, this, you know, this is where I need to go, and then decide if you're gonna do a no build or if you are gonna do a build. And if you are gonna like physically build out, you need to research and see if there are any shops that you can rent in your area, or I don't know if like a family or a friend has like a place that you can actually build stuff, you know, in their area. But you know, just however you decide to do it, just make sure you do as much research as you can, and try not to overwhelm yourself with like all the research either, because it's so many parts that come to this lifestyle. It's just like, you will get overwhelmed. Like, we were sitting there some days like, baby, we have to cut this off, because it seemed like too much, especially like looking at the electrical setups. We were like, you know what, we ain't gonna have no electricity at this point because this seemed like a lot. And as y'all see, we have a lot of rechargeable things, battery powered things, and I'm not saying you should do the same thing, but that's what we started off with for right now, and it works just fine. We never sitting in the dark on the bus. We have a fan, which is cool, like it blow out nice cool air. We can charge our phones, like the little basic stuff we pretty much can charge, and have light and everything at nighttime. And the little battery operated little what they call puck lights, we have those. But as time go on, we definitely will be upgrading our power system, and we will take y'all along for when we do upgrades like that. So yeah, I hope that answered y'all question. I just want to say thank you again for helping me reach 1,000 followers. I'm excited to just continue to grow, and I hope you have been enjoying our journey and enjoying my vlog. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next video.